All right, so today we're going to be looking at a ultra rare two-way Bulldozer build, but again, broken down to a T with cap breakers in mind. There's so much versatility in this build, so again, watch the video all the way through or you will miss out on some viable information. Point guard, 6'6", 213 pounds, 6'9" wingspan, okay? Now, the biggest takeaway you want to get from this build is that it's called a Bulldozer because of the strength that it has and what it can do. So yes, it will be a slasher. You will use your 5 cap breakers here to be able to obviously get that driving dunk to a 93, which will give you the gold posterizer and also open up some elite contact dunks for you. Now, the big thing is that the build not only can drive to the basket, but it can shoot. As you can see, you're using 5 cap breakers here to get this to an 89, which will give you silver limitless, and then you can use a max +2, and you can be able to get that to Hall of Fame limitless range. Same thing here, your posterizer, you can use a max +2 to get your posterizer on legend. So just keep that in mind. Like, there is I guess you could say, strategy behind the way I break these builds down, because you know what the meta is, and the meta is a lot of dunking and a lot of fading. So you want to have the ability to get the 89 limitless. But by getting that 89 3 ball, it will give you limitless on silver. It would also give you dead eye on silver. As we come over here, let me just make sure I'm saying this correctly. So dead eye on silver. You will also get set shot specialist on gold, and then you will get shifty shooter on silver also. Okay, so you'll get dead eye silver, limitless range silver, set shot specialist gold, and shifty on silver. Okay, that's important, right? Then we come over to the ball handle, and this is where things gets really good, because you'll use a cap breaker here to get an 86. So again, remember, we're talking about using builds long term. Okay, a build that you make one build and it will last you the whole year, and to be able to have a build that's versatile, that can do a little bit of everything and still be a demigod. So this build right here is taking in consideration the 20 cap breakers. I know you can get 24, but we're going to be safe here and just do 20, okay? So we've already used 5, 10. Then you want to use 1 cap breaker here, so that's 11 cap breakers. And then, of course, that will give you the 86 ball handle, which will give you silver ankle assassin. But it'll also open up some really good SIGs that you can have with an 86. But keep in mind, you have strong handles on Hall of Fame already. You use a max +1 there to get that on legend. Okay, so you will have legend strong handles. That's important. You are a Bulldozer, right? Even though you can shoot with an 89 3 ball, this is what makes this build so difficult, because you'll have legend strong handles. Then you have an 84 speed with ball. Do not be too concerned with lightning launch being just on silver. The reason why we're going 84 is because obviously SGA has some really good SIGs, and that is where it starts at with an 84. You need to have an 84 speed with ball. You're not able to get 86 at this height with this strength, okay? Defensively, why you call it two-way is because the big one here is that you see you have challenger, on-ball menaces, pick dodger, all on silver. But the big one that we want to do is use our max +2 to get immovable enforcer on legend, okay? So we already have legend strong handles. You also have legend immovable enforcer. You're going to be bullying people on offense and on defense. This is a defensive build. You have a 73 steal, which again will open up for cap breakers, which we'll talk about in a second. And then, of course, your interior defense is at an 80, because I know some people would like to use this in the 1v1 or whatever it can be, but a lot of isoing going on, so you want to get to the basket, being able to contest with the interior defense to get some missed shots. Then defensively, we went 71, because obviously that will give you box out on silver. You will get rebound chaser on silver. You have a very high 85 speed, 80 agility, the 85 strength that we spoke on, with the 78 vert, okay? But as you can see, that 78 vert, you can get 3 cap breakers there to get that pogo stick on Hall of Fame. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But let's go over the takeovers real quick. Again, there's going to be some really good takeovers. You have the 3 and D, but the ones that are going to just make this thing straight nuclear is when you're able to get blur, right? Increases the ability to drive by defenders, making it easier to get to the rim. Now, obviously, once you unlock all 44 takeovers, you can make your own custom. But blur is going to be the one that's really going to set this Bulldozer legend strong handle you know, with blur takeover, you're just gonna basically just hold R2 and just run straight up the court and just gonna just run right by people, right? I'm dead serious. Like, you think I'm trolling. Like, you're just gonna run right by people, okay? And this is one of the easiest builds to have because the way the game is made with Legend, Strong Candles, and Blur, you're just gonna be just, again, you don't even have to be dribbling, ISO, and doing that much. Just get the ball, hold R2, go to the basket, then dunk it, because you have Legend Posterizer, or you can just stop, shoot a 3 with an 89 3 ball, okay? So you have some really good options here, but I'm not gonna go through them all, but you know, Blur is gonna be good ones. You see a lot of the sharpshooting, you see the Blur stuff, you got the sharpshooter, another offensive artist right here with sharpshooter takeover. It sucks because if you wanted to go 90, if you go 85, it will change the name, so that's the reason why we're not doing that. But you could go 85 and it will change the name, okay? But as you can see, this build has no known weaknesses, okay? Two-way Bulldozer with no big weaknesses to report. Lives above the rim, refuses to get beat defensively, hard to chase in transition, handles like a magician's wand, okay? Now, but this is the beautiful thing about it. We already know where we're using our first 11 cap breakers, right? But now, let's just see all the potential you could do with the other cap breakers that you get as you continue to play with this build. We haven't even talked about specialization, okay? So when we come over here to attributes, and again, since I have the ability to have cap breakers, I am now able to open up and show you exactly the potential that you can do with this build, okay? Now, if you come over here, you'll see 3, 6, 8, 10, 12. What does that come out to? That is 12 plus 73. That's 85. We all know what the 85 will get you. The 85 still will be able to give you the interceptor on gold. I highly recommend you do that. So that will be a total of 16 cap breakers right there, okay? Now, there's some other options that you can go with, right? The two big glaring ones are obviously going to be your shooting. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, that's 9. So again, you will basically have an 85 mid-range shot with an 89 3 ball if you want to do that. Or you can use your cap breakers on your post control. And B, if you like to post fade and get that all the way up and get like post fade phenom and that type of stuff. Or you can go with a high standing dunk, okay? You can go as high as, if I'm not mistaken, let me do the math here real quick, pull out my little handy dandy calculator, because what you're gonna have is a pretty high dunk also, and it should be pretty close to being able to get, if I'm not mistaken, you have an 82. So basically, you can be able to get silver rise up with this. The only thing that sucks is that this one gives you 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 9. So it's a 79, which is one off from having an 80 driving layup. But again, that is an option. So as you can see, the core of this build is whatever direction you want to go. I'm saying you can go ahead and get a 93 driving dunk, but maybe you're okay with just going 89 and having pro contact dunk, 1 and 2 foot pro contact dunks. Then maybe you want to use your initials cap breakers here to get an 85 still, right? 85 still, which is nothing wrong with that. Maybe you want to come down here, right? Get your pass accuracy, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, right? That gives you a 91 pass accuracy. Maybe you want to go that direction, okay? Definitely recommend at least doing your 5 cap breakers here, all right? But at the end of the day, there's so much potential with this build, along with this name, that makes it so fun. You can get an 85 perimeter, 85 still, or you can go 91 perimeter defense. I mean, like I said, the sky is the limit. You can go an 85 interior defense just by using 1 cap breaker, okay? So there's so much potential in this build. This is the reason why I love it. I feel like this is going to be game changing, especially with the name. You just don't see a two-way Bulldozer out there in the wild. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do y'all think about this two-way Bulldozer build? Is it a W? Is it an L? But other than that, it's your favorite old head Uncle Dimmy. I'll be back really, really soon on the Banger Man. You know, when I say back soon on the Banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.